Science Corner, and today we're going to talk about basically, I guess the properties of matter and the particle theory. And this is basically chemistry, so it's the first episode in chemistry. So we're going to go through the particle theory. So the particle theory is basically a theory of the particles, like atoms and molecules, and how they interact and how they make up matter. So the first rule is all matter is made of small particles which have empty spaces between them. The second rule is particles attract. So atoms and molecules are attracted to each other. Third rule. Particles are in constant random motion. Yep, that's right. Particles are in constant random motion. In solids, they might not move as much. In liquids, they move a little bit, and in gases, they're still sort of in a clump, but they move a lot. That's why gases are, they don't contain their shape, unlike liquids or solids. Fourth one, the more the heat, the more the movement. Because when the substance is solid, it doesn't move as much. But when you start heating it up, the particles start to get excited. Then it becomes a liquid, and then it becomes a gas. Sort of like water. Like when you're boiling water, the particles are moving much faster. Then they become water vapor, and that you see it kind of like 100 degrees. And then the fifth one, all matter is made of different particles. That's right, all matter is made of different particles. Look, this desk is made out of wood particles. Clearly. No, I'm just kidding. This is made out of different particles. This stuff is different from this stuff. This stuff is different from this stuff. They're all different, and that's the particle theory. Let's go on to the next stage. When we know the particle theory, we can now go through the different states of matter. Now, the first one I like to call is solids. So if I can draw a cube. Can I draw a cube? Clearly I can't. A cube. And we're going to call that a solid. And then here is called a liquid. And here is a gas. These are the three main, notice how I said main, three main states of matter. States of matter. Now how does this get to this get to this, and this get to this? It's easy. Add heat, take away heat. It's really simple, as explored in the particle theory. So in order to turn a solid into a liquid, you need to add heat. You need to add heat or melt it. Now we want to know how a liquid becomes a gas. Again, we add heat or also boil it. You want to know these main terms. These are just to help you. And what do you do to turn a gas into a solid? Now, this is a little more difficult. You may not start learning this after grade 6, but this is called sublimation. I know, it's a weird word, but just hang with me. You'll get it soon. Now I'll show you some examples. So a liquid back to a solid. You want to cool it or freeze it. Now you want to turn gas back into a liquid. You want to cool it or freeze it. Now you want to turn a solid straight into a gas. Oh Lord. Oops, I made a mistake. This is not called freezing, this is called condensation. Here's how you actually spell it. Condensation. Like how in clouds, the clouds are actually sort of like a gas, and they pour down little waters. It's called condensation. And this solid to a gas is called deposition. Deposition. I don't even know how to say it because I'm not good at science. Now you might be saying, "Oh my gosh, this is so difficult. This looks so messed up." What are some examples? And let's go down the page. And let's do a solid to a liquid example. Now, a solid to a liquid would be, I guess, water, or a solid form of water, ice, going into liquid water. Like how the ice caps are melting. They're melting because the Earth's getting warmer. It's going away from that 0 degrees point, which is water's freezing point, where it freezes, and it's melting. Now, what about an example for liquid? And you can do the reverse effect. If you go back to 0 degrees, it's going to freeze it. This is causing melting, this is causing freezing. This is called a melting point, or when water melts. This is called a freezing point, when water freezes. They're relatively the same thing. Now, liquid to a gas. Well, simple. It's basically liquid water boiling to water vapor. You normally see it when you're cooking or boiling stuff. Your parents cook a lot. So, water into vapor. This is an example. This is when water boils. And water's boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. That's when it turns into a vapor. If you want the reverse effect, vapor into water, you have to go below 100 degrees, or called the condensation. It's called condensation. Like that. And then it turns back into a liquid. Simple. I enjoyed this video of where I showed you how the particle theory and the different states of matter. So, leave a like. Leave a like. Goodbye.